Hello everyone, this is Anthony220, the creator of FNF Weekbox. I would like to welcome you all to the first ever Weekbox Direct. Today, I'll be sharing lots of details in regards to what's coming up in the mod. I won't be showing a whole lot, but there'll still be plenty to be told, so pay attention. With that said, this shouldn't take too much of your time. Please note that the next major opponent will not be revealed today, but that doesn't mean there won't be anything to look forward to. Also, before we begin, if you've stumbled upon this video and don't know what FNF Weekbox is, I recommend playing the mod first and seeing what it's about before watching this video. The link will be the first thing in the description. Alright, let's begin. First off, you may have heard me mention January 2026 as the release window. While this is still technically possible, the new set window is Q1 2026. My focus is to get the next major update out as soon as reasonably possible, so there probably will not be a release date. It'll come out when you least expect it, so be on the lookout. Next, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the world of Weekbox, I've opened up a GitHub wiki called Weekbox Lore not that long ago where you can get detailed information on some of the aspects of the mod. Not everything is there right now, and it won't be updated too often, but I'd like to say there's quite a bit of information, and perhaps lore, that you can find there, especially on all the mod's characters. Finally, I'd like to point to different social media pages where you can get the latest news and updates on Weekbox, in case you haven't followed these accounts already. Alright, enough of that. Let's get right into the juicy stuff. What can you expect in the next update and beyond? A new Erect mix will be added in the Volume 4 update. It's Minterect. I'd say this is the closest a Weekbox mix has gotten to the original song, but of course there will be some twists as well. Not much else to say, other than I hope you guys are ready for a chilling new challenge. In the Pit Stop 2 update, we brought the concept of one-offs into the mod. Single song levels exclusive to free play that contain scenarios that don't necessarily fit any traditional week. The first of these was Non-Existy from Battle for Dream Island with his song Exist. I have a couple reasons for why this non-character got his own one-off, but I won't get into that today. And now, I'd like to announce the next character to get their own single. The next one-off will star the Blender Default Cube. How's this one gonna go? Well, hopefully you won't have to wait too long to find out. I'm not entirely sure if this one-off will be in Volume 4, but I'd say you should expect it to show up sooner rather than later. Hopefully afterwards we can also get some less bizarre characters in these one-offs. And now, for something that's also rather odd. What the heck is an alt mix? That's right, in 0.4, we're introducing something called an alt mix. What if we just wanted to have an alternative version of an existing song, not altering the difficulty like the Erect mixes, or changing the player character like the BF or Pico mixes, just switching up the bass song a bit. That's what alt mixes are for. While the instrumental is totally different, the vocals have only somewhat changed, so if you're familiar with the original song, you'll feel right at home. They won't be designed to be easier or harder than the original. Oh, and I should probably mention that Erect and character mixes are also eligible to get alt mixes, though they're generally less likely to get any. I should warn though, that difficulty-wise, alt mixes will only be available in the hardest difficulty relative to the variation it's based on. So, you should get comfortable with beating the original song on hard or nightmare difficulty before trying out the alt version. I won't reveal which song is getting an alt mix in this presentation, but I'll say that it's quite interesting. You may have to acquire a bit of a taste for it. Much like other volumes, FNF Weekbox Volume 4 will release on YouTube at around the same time as the update's release. It's set to become the biggest volume release yet, as not only will every song from the 0.4 update be included, but also every Pit Stop 2 song and an instrumental version for every song, along with additional tracks if necessary. Including instrumentals, if volumes 1 to 3 were all EPs, volume 4 will be more like an album. So look forward to plenty of musical content coming soon. As for the cover, unfortunately I cannot share what it looks like as it heavily ties into who the next major character is. It's definitely the best looking cover I've made yet, that much I can confidently say. And I know for extra sure that it's really cool because Kakarot said so when I showed him. Wait, Kakarot? This is probably the biggest announcement that I'll make today. As you may or may not know, this whole time, FNF Weekbox was a solo endeavor. Not only was the music made entirely by myself, but the sprites and the backgrounds as well. All the 3D work you see in the Volume 3 cover and the custom menu backgrounds were also done by me. There's definitely some benefits to working alone, as I've come to find over the course of the mod's development, but I think it's now time to split some of the work with someone else. As of the 0.4 update, Kakarot will be the new character and sprite artist, among other roles. Covers and thumbnails, story, music, backgrounds, icons, and the overall direction of the mod will still be done by me as usual. And yes, that means in 0.4, alongside everything I've talked about prior during this presentation, Weekbox will also be getting an entirely new art style for all the characters. It's definitely a turn from where I've been taking the mod so far, but the hope is that the new look will give the mod a stronger identity, and also let someone who knows a little bit more of what they're doing tackle characters with more complex designs. I don't have anything finalized that I can show off at the moment, unfortunately. However, I have a rough sketch that Kakarot put together that should give me a rough idea of what this new design will look like. Here it is. What do you guys think? Are you cool with something like this being the new art style moving forward? Are you also happy that Adelaide finally got his arms back? Let us know in the comments. As well as being the new character artist, he will also be designing a new logo for Weekbox. And when we eventually do cutscenes, he will most likely be the animator for those. Though that might not be for a while. Exciting times are ahead for the look of Weekbox. Let's all welcome Kakarot to the team! Alright, let's talk about what's going to happen after 0.4 comes out. I've probably mentioned this somewhere else, but the 0.4 update, plus any additional updates in the 0.4.x family, will mark the end of Phase 1 of Weekbox. After the next major update is finished, there will be a hiatus of updates, while I not only prepare the next batch of updates, but also work on projects outside of Weekbox. My hope is that the next phase of the mod will have more content with higher quality per major update. We'll need some time to lock in and get all the weeks, mixes, and additional content ready for you guys. For future reference, there will be 3 phases of FNF Weekbox in total, and Phase 2 will likely be the largest and most content-rich phase of all of them. That's all for this FNF Weekbox Direct. Wish I had one of those one more announcement type things, but hey, there's always the next Direct. Regardless of who's going to be headlining the update, it'll for sure be an exciting one, and certainly an update that I can't wait to release. Real quick, before we go, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's played the mod so far, as I feel like I haven't gotten a real chance to do so. As of writing this script, we're at exactly 1,069 downloads, and we're nearing 10,000 views. I would also like to thank all 10 Game Banana users who've given a heart. These seem like rookie numbers compared to most, if not every other FNF mod you've heard of, but to me, it's not too shabby. Again, thank you for checking out my mod, and especially those who gave my work a chance and downloaded the mods on your computers or on mobile. Your support means just about everything to me, and I hope to see you guys when the Volume 4 update releases in Q1 2026. See you guys soon.